Now at 6, we're celebrating summer. I'll take you through what Cambridge has to offer.
We have proof that Black lives matter.
And a historic sentencing. We take you to the courtroom across the state border. But first, what's preventing what happened in Florida from happening here? We're asking city officials tonight.
Live from the WMTV studios, your news authority. NBC 15 News at 6 starts now.
Before we get to those stories, flooding concerns right now downtown Madison as a heavy cell has been producing quite a bit of rainfall in the last 2-3 hours. We have that flood advisory for central Dane County until 7:30. Here's the reason why. Look at some of these rain totals just in the last couple of hours. 1, 2, close to 3 inches in spots, of course, in a downtown setting. That leads to a lot of runoff and some flooding concerns. So do be aware of that if you're heading downtown in the next couple of hours. Otherwise, a couple rain showers now dissipating through Jefferson into portions of Rock and Walworth County, and a heavier cell that's now pushing out of Grant County and the Crawford County. That's bringing some much needed rainfall to the region. All of this is kind of lifting to the north and will be around as we head through the evening hours. And it's not just the evening wet weather we're concerned about. More on that in your full First Alert forecasts in just a bit.
Information just into our newsroom in the last 30 minutes. The cause of the fire over the state border at that chem tool facility was ruled accidental. That's the latest from the Rockton Fire Protection District there. We've learned last Monday, the 14th, a project was underway to actually replace insulation near a piping network. Now, this piping carried heated mineral oil. While an employee of an outside contractor was actually working, an unknown amount of that oil fell and actually pooled onto the floor. Now, chem tool operators were in the process of placing contaminant booms when that fire ignited. Well, at least 4 people are now dead, nearly 159 still unaccounted for at the site of a condo collapse in Florida. As search and rescue efforts continue, the unanswered question: how did this happen? A full investigation into the cause could take months, and it can't start until rescue crews work to finish searching for people under that rubble. Now, we wanted to know what's being done to prevent something like this from happening in our area. NBC 15's Caroline Peterson, that is, spoke with city officials in Madison about the process behind building inspections.
Elizabeth, the city's plan review and inspection supervisor tells me there are multiple layers in the process, and a warning: some viewers may find the video used in the story disturbing. An unthinkable moment in Florida shocking the nation as a 12-story condo is reduced to rubble.
I cannot think of a building simply just falling down.
Kyle Bunno helps supervise thousands of projects a year in Madison, making sure things are up to code. He's never witnessed anything like what happened near Miami Beach.
If you have a failure of a building, it's usually directly related to an acute incident that occurred, whether that's weather or somebody has done something within inside of a building that has caused it to become compromised.
While the cause of the tragedy is not known, Bunno says buildings don't just fall.
A collapse of a building traditionally may happen very, very slow until it happens fast.
He says their work is done throughout construction, making sure things are built soundly and safely to begin with.
We'll inspect everything from the footings and the foundation of a building, the framing, the mechanicals as they're installed, all of the fire separations, and ultimately final occupancy.
Once a building is given final approval, the city does no further inspection unless a problem is identified or a new project is started, like the historic Madison Municipal Building restoration.
That's a really good example of an old building that's been modified over periods of time, and it's been looked at, carefully designed, permitted, and inspected to make sure that it's safe for everybody to be inside the building and to use it.
Bunno says all Wisconsin municipalities follow the same state regulations.
We have a very safe, substantial system in place, and individuals should feel confident when they go into buildings.
Bunno says a building collapse should come with warning signs. He encourages people to reach out to officials if they see concerning changes in a structure, especially during a construction project. Live in the studio, Caroline Peterson, NBC 15 News.
Well, within the last 2 hours, a lawsuit has been filed against the condominium association of the building in Miami. It claims repair needs have been identified but weren't completed. Again, we're still waiting to learn what caused that collapse.
I do want to give my condolences to the Floyd family. There's going to be some other information in the future that would be of interest. and I hope things will give you some peace of mind.
22 and a half years. That's the sentence for Derek Chauvin. The former Minneapolis police officer spoke moments before he was sentenced for the death of George Floyd. Now, technically, Chauvin faced up to 40 years in prison for second-degree murder, 25 years for third-degree murder, and 10 for manslaughter. However, Chauvin has no prior criminal record. So that means the presumptive sentence for both second-degree and third-degree murder, for example, is 12 and a half years. But the judge was given discretion in his sentencing.
This verdict and this sentencing is the longest sentence we've seen, but it is not justice, because George Floyd is in a grave tonight.
The president spoke just this afternoon, calling the sentence, quote, appropriate under the guidelines. If you still have questions about the sentencing, NBC 15's Michelle Beck is actually working to answer them. So she's going to break down the sentence charge by charge tonight. That story will be coming up on NBC 15 News at 10. Now, the Broadhead man accused of killing his grandmother in her home claims demons were the cause. The criminal complaint says Jamie Beggs was staying with Kathleen Beggs at the time. Rock County Sheriff's Office deputies initially responded to her home when a man stopped by to drop off the newspaper. The suspect allegedly came out and asked him if he could see demons. That witness later found the 97-year-old victim in the garage.
My grandmother was the only person that saw good in Jamie, and he destroyed her.
Yeah, Beggs was accused of first-degree intentional homicide. He's facing a $100,000 cash bond. New tonight at 6, a cold case comes to an end. An Arizona man is convicted of shooting his wife to death almost 33 years ago in Columbia County. 73-year-old Mark Bringy was found guilty of first-degree murder with a dangerous weapon following the death of Lori Bringy. That was back in August of 1988. He now faces life in prison. After 13 months, Public Health Madison-Dane County will shut down COVID-19 operations tomorrow at the Alliant Energy Center. NBC 15's Gabriella Rusk explains how the site is transitioning.
From a COVID-19 clinic to hosting concerts and conventions, this site is ready to fill up its calendar with community events once again.
It's been pretty incredible to look back.
After 425,000 COVID-19 tests and 83,000 vaccine doses.
I think the fact that you can see it's less busy behind me is a testament to how many people are already vaccinated.
The statistics tell the story.
For us in the vaccine world, every dose is a success. Every conversation is a success.
Now the Alliant Energy Center is ready for the next chapter.
It's bittersweet, but also a great sign of the times that we're moving forward and getting out of this pandemic.
We are inundated with calls. We're inundated with ticket sales. You know, we're inundated with requests for this year, next year.
Eager to welcome music fans and fairgoers.
It's going to be a culture shock for a lot of people because it's been a long time since we've seen that many people.
AEC officials say events are a catalyst for tourism spending in Dane County.
You know, generating room tax, generating, you know, sales tax, people dining out, people going to events. You know, that's what we're here for.
A central location, ready to answer the call.
You know, this is now going to be that facility in time of need, and we have all the infrastructure in place to do it now.
And respond to a community in crisis.
But this experience, we've learned so much and helps us to just better prepare for whatever is to come next.
The next scheduled event will be the Wisconsin FFA State Convention held at Exhibition Hall, followed by the Dane County Fair later next month. In Madison, Gabriella Rusk, NBC 15 News.
Wisconsin is 0.1% away from having half of its residents with at least one COVID-19 vaccine. Now, right now, 49.9%, we're so close, have one shot. As more businesses and activities open up to the public this summer, our team is on the ground capturing the reopenings, reunions, and reasons to get out into the community. NBC 15's Maria Lizignoli is live at the summer concert series in Cambridge. Maria, looks like the rain missed you.
Yeah, Elizabeth, it has been beautiful all day. Unfortunately, I did just feel a little raindrop on my head, but I don't think it's going to last long. And thankfully, it did not stop the crowd from coming by. As you can see behind me, we have families on lawn chairs, on blankets, all waiting for the local band Rustic Road to start here at Veterans Park in Cambridge. This is a great way to get neighbors out, get people in the community, and bring, business to the local shops on Main Street, including Row Pottery, which is right next door. After more than a year of having studio space closed to the public, they're finally open again.
It's really great to be able to open up this space because that's what we love about it, is to be able to show people our process, have people meet our artists. They have been here for over 25 years, most of them, so they have a rich history in Row Pottery, a rich history in ceramics, and we love to show that off.
So you can sign up for a tour at Row Pottery or just check out the cute retail store. If you're here tonight for the concert, it goes until 8:30, but they'll have them all summer, all the way until August 13th. For now, live in Cambridge, Maria Lizignoli, NBC 15 News.
Definitely something to check out. Up next, living his truth. The only openly gay male staff member on the UW men's basketball team shares his story as we celebrate Pride Month.